I bought my first apartment. Family skipped the celebration. Then mom said my uncle wants the deed for the family. I worked 2 jobs for 3 years straight to buy my first apartment. The day I signed the papers, I called my mom first, expecting her to scream or cry with happiness. Instead, her voice was flat. "That's nice, Brian. When's the housewarming?" I brushed off the weird tone and set a date for the following Saturday. By 6 o'clock, I was standing at the window waiting for someone to pull up. By 6:30, still waiting. By 7 o'clock, my phone buzzed. My cousin had posted a picture on Instagram. Everyone was there, at his barbecue. The caption read, "Family time, nothing better than this." I sat at my little table, 3 large pizzas untouched, soda bottles unopened. For the first time in years, I felt a loneliness that sits heavy on your chest. I scrolled through picture after picture of everyone laughing at that barbecue, the laughter I'd imagined filling my place. Around 9 o'clock, my phone finally rang. Mom's name lit up the screen. I picked up half expecting an apology. Instead, she sounded casual, almost cheerful. "Hey Brian, your uncle had a smart idea today. He thinks maybe you should put the deed to the apartment in his name, you know, for the family. That way it stays in our circle. It's just safer that way." I gripped the phone so tight my knuckles went white. My own mother hadn't shown up to my celebration, and now she was suggesting I hand over my apartment to my uncle. Like my years of sacrifice were just a placeholder until someone else in the family decided they wanted it. She went on about how it would make things easier, how family should share. Then she said, "You understand, right?" I couldn't sleep that night. Their absence at the party was one thing, but this was different. This was them telling me my sacrifices didn't matter unless they could take credit or control. 2 days later, I came home from work to find my door wasn't closed all the way, just cracked open. My stomach dropped. I pushed it open and saw my sister's purse on my couch. Then I heard voices. My mom, my uncle, and my sister were standing in my kitchen like they owned the place. "Brian, you're back early," Mom said, her voice shaky. My uncle grinned, leaning against my fridge. "We were just looking around, talking plans." "Plans for what?" My sister, scrolling through her phone, said casually, "We're thinking about how to rearrange things once I move in. The bedroom's small, but I can make it work. Maybe put you on the couch for a while." The blood rushed to my head. My mom rolled her eyes. "Don't overreact. Your sister needs a stable place while she finishes school. You hardly use the space anyway." My uncle added, "Your mother has a spare key. We thought it'd be easier to see the space." That spare key. I'd given it to Mom when I first moved in, thinking it was practical. I never imagined she'd use it to plan my eviction. I told them to get out. My voice shook, but I repeated it until the words came sharp. My sister muttered something about me being selfish. Mom gave me a look of pity and disdain. Uncle just smirked. "We'll give you time to think about it." When the door shut, I stood there in silence. My safe space had been invaded. My own family had used my trust as a weapon. That night, I changed the locks. My hands shook as I tightened the screws. When the final click echoed through the door, something shifted inside me. Not relief, but resolve. Over the next few weeks, I started researching property rights, ownership laws, how to protect assets from family disputes. I found a lawyer who offered free consultations and laid it all out. The skipped party, the pressure, the break-in. He leaned back and said, "Brian, the deed is in your name. They can't take it unless you hand it to them. But families like this rely on emotional manipulation. They'll make your life miserable until you give in." That's when I got the idea. If they wanted to play games, I'd learn the rules. I created an LLC and transferred the apartment into it. Legally protected, untouchable. I documented every text, every threat, every comment, screenshots, notes, even recordings when they slipped up. A month later, my uncle called a family meeting at my apartment. I let them in, let them get comfortable. Then I dropped a folder on the table. Their faces lit up, thinking it was the deed paperwork. Instead, my uncle found screenshots of texts, printed emails, notes about every time they'd pressured me. At the top was the LLC certificate. "What is this?" he demanded. "This," I said calmly, "is proof that this apartment belongs to an LLC, legally protected, which means none of you have any claim to it. Push further and the right people see this file." The room went silent. I walked to the door and opened it wide. "Now get out." One by one, they filed out. Uncle paused at the threshold. "You'll regret this. Blood is blood." I closed the door.